and I am a developer educator at Vonage. And I am so excited to be back with all of you today for another episode of New Stream Who Dis with a very special guest today, Enrico Portolan. Enrico is a solutions engineer normally based in Vonage's London office, and today we'll be diving into his recent tutorial on how to build a video conference app with React Native and the Vonage Video API. Enrico, thanks so much for joining us today. It is so great to finally have you on Vonage Dev Stream.
Thanks for having me.
Amazing. So I'm seeing some folks tuning in. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Greg. Thanks for joining. So before we dive into the tutorial, I'd love if we could learn a little bit more about you. So I know you've been with Vonage for a couple years now. Could you maybe share a little bit more about how you ended up in your current role as a solutions engineer and the winding path that you took to get here?
Yeah, sure. So I joined Vonage back in May 2019. Before Vonage, I was working on a startup which I founded in Italy. I was working with Video API, WebRTC. We were doing something very similar to what Vonage Video API is doing right now. So client SDK, I was working on the JavaScript SDK. Then after, I would say 5-6 years in this startup and in Italy, I decided to try another experience, and changing country. So I decided to go to London and join Vonage, which was actually next one. Now it's Vonage. I used to be full stack developer. Basically, the stack was full JavaScript, so Node.js and JavaScript, TypeScript, React.js as well. And then I moved to this, let's say, more client-facing role, which is solution engineer. So what we do, we help customers building solution using Vonage API.
That's incredible. That's actually quite the journey. What prompted you to move to London from Italy?
Good question.
I mean, London, I love it. I love it every time I'm there, but Italy is something else.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, basically because I wanted to try to challenge myself in another country, and yeah, try new experience, meet new people, and yeah, have fun at the same time.
That's amazing. Well, why not? Why not, right? And if not now, then when?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, tell me more a little bit about your video experience. I actually didn't know that you were so heavily involved with WebRTC before this. That's pretty amazing. I don't feel like a lot of folks actually have that experience before they join. So can you share a little bit more about that and what you did there?
Yeah. So back in 2012. No, sorry, 14. Yeah, so 6 years ago, I started with 4 or 5 friends. This WebRTC company in Italy. We're doing something around online education. So we launched this website with teachers and students. They were able to connect together and having the lessons online, which 6 years ago was quite a new thing. Now I know it's normal. And so we start developing our WebRTC infrastructure from scratch. And yeah, as I said, I was focused more on the client side. And it went very well. We grew from 5 people to almost 20. And so, yeah, I was in the video API, in the video environment, I would say, community for the last 6+ years of my career. And yeah, this year has been crazy, literally, because from March to July, especially, we had a huge spike of requests and also use cases. It was, I would say it was the same time fun and stressful. But yeah, at least we keep us busy.
Absolutely. It's important to kind of put yourself into something or other, dive into something or other to keep yourself distracted from all all the real things happening. So absolutely. Is that kind of what appealed you to Vonage? Like the fact that we didn't even have the video API back then, did we? Because we acquired.
Yes, it was just like 6 months after Nexmo acquired TalkBox.
Right.
And yeah, there was actually one of the things. I was really, I knew TalkBox before joining Vonage. Ciao, Daniela.
Yeah.
So that's also why I was interested by Nexmo. Then, yeah, I did the interview. It went well. I wanted to move from, full developer to something maybe in the middle between engineering and sales to try a new challenge and also to get to know people and customers and use cases. And it's very cool because you get exposed to not just big companies, but also like startups trying out communication API. And you have the chance to help them through the journey. And yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, I actually really love it as well because I was in a role previously where I was actually also building a learning management system. This was in 2017. And I felt like obviously the development aspect is amazing, but then a role like developer relations or a role like solutions engineering, like you actually have the best of both worlds. I feel like you get to, work on really amazing technology and build that up and work on new features, but then you also get to interact with the folks that are actually using what you're building, which in a traditional developer role, you kind of miss a little bit, or at least I did. So yeah, I love that. I love that you went for that. So what does a typical day look like in the solution engineering role then? Like, is there such a thing, or is every day a little bit different?
Yeah, I would say it's every day a little bit different, especially, well, it depends on the period. This December is very busy. One part of my job is also doing like code reviews for customers, which is something very cool because you get to speak with developers of like customers developer.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to do this code review for them, and then you have a call together with them in which you discuss
a programming session.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. So you're diving into like new code bases all the time.
Yes, exactly. It's very intensive. Yeah, I really like it also because you see, different implementation and different technology. So you also have to kind of learn new technology, I would say, every few months.
Yeah, from the sounds of it.
Yes. And so like doing code reviews and speaking with customers, I would say is like 30% of my job. Then I also work for internal projects, maybe if we need bespoke use cases, bespoke application, I help with them. I collaborate with the engineering team, with product if it's needed. So yeah, it's very nice. What else? Yeah, a lot of calls with customers.
You also do quite a bit of content creation too, because I know you've written for our developer blog a few times.
Oh yes, I wrote like 3 or 4 blog posts, and it was a great experience because it's not just writing the code. You also have to kind of explain the code in a blog post, and getting the feedback from your team is always good because I'm not used to write blog posts, right? So it's very cool because you have the opportunity to improve in the process, and also you have the exposed to the Nexmo blog, which is great. Vonage blog, sorry.
And also you for sure. I think it's probably going to take another year before I'm used to the transition there. But it's cool because all the resources that you're creating for the blog and then for our YouTube channel, you can also like refer to your clients to actually check those out too, right?
Yeah.
Because there are questions that your clients and your customers are having that you're addressing in these posts and these pieces of content. So that's really great.
Yeah, funny enough, it happened to me like 2 hours ago. There was a guy asking me about React Native, which is this one. I told him you should watch Twitch in about 2 hours.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully they're tuning in today because we're going to dive into that tutorial really soon. I know we have some folks interested in getting into these alternative developer roles too, like developer relations and solutions engineering. Do you have any specific advice for folks looking to get into solutions engineering? Is there anything that you did, leading up to this point that you felt really helped in, succeeding in this role?
Coming from a background of developer, maybe we are not very used to speak with people, or maybe we kind of try to, I don't know, like saying that maybe the problems the customer are having is quite easy. So we should do maybe a step back sometime and try to understand the use case and try to help the customer in like maybe an easy way, not just from a developer point of view. So maybe the thing different from doing development like full time is that you have to, I wouldn't say be a sales guy, but you have to understand also the business case and also the business requirements, right? It's not just technical requirements. You also have to kind of be creative,
right,
and build solutions every day.
So exposing yourself to like the other aspects of the business is important. Kind of getting exposure to that, like building up empathy towards those folks, because those are really, really challenging roles too. Important. Okay, wonderful. And Daniela just pointed out that Enrico's post, the one that we'll be diving into today, was actually one of the top viewed articles, top 10 most viewed articles in November. So that's incredible. It sounds like people are really, loving the React Native stuff and loving the content that you're putting out. So hopefully you'll continue writing for our blog, Enrico. We'd love to see that.
Yeah, sure. I will do it for sure.
Awesome. So what are some things you like to do to keep updated on like latest tech and, continuously like level up in your skills?
Yeah, that's a very good point. What I try to do is like, if I have to try out new technology, or if I have like a new use case that I don't know the technology, I just try to maybe read a few blog posts maybe, or watch some videos, and then just try out without being afraid of trying out and try to learn new stuff. That's the key, I think. And also, of course, if you have like developer background, it will help you a lot. But for example, React Native, I started from scratch when I joined Vonage, and I knew how to use React.js, which is always a plus. But I wasn't really experienced with native Android and native iOS.
Right.
I used to write Java code, but it was like 6 years ago, so I'm a little bit rusty on that one. But like trying to run the project, searching on Google, Stack Overflow, after like
building first, then instead of like diving into the documentation, you just try and build the
you will get a lot of errors, and then you try again and it works. That's how you learn stuff, right? Doing stuff, you learn stuff. So
I totally agree. I think that's actually like the process that a lot of developers take, because it like really cements those concepts into your brain a little bit more than, just like looking through like the actual documentation, building it the one time. I feel like once you actually struggle through the process of building something, you'll remember that for like years to come. So it really like, cements those concepts and those different learning principles into your head, I think. So
yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, thanks so much for sharing a little bit more about yourself. We have a lot we want to cover with the tutorial today. So how about we get started on that? Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Perfect. So I am going to share your screen now so we can get the IDE ready to go.
Yeah. Let me switch. Oh, sorry. Where is it? Here. Do you see the right page, right?
I'm seeing Google right now.
Really? Okay. Give me a second then. Sorry, I was playing around with the Google tabs.
There we go. Perfect.
So first thing, very great that you migrate my article to the new Vonage blog, which looks wonderful.
Our colleague Luke actually built this year, and like it looks amazing right now, and the functionality is great too. Also, if you're on like the homepage of the blog, you can actually see like the Twitch stream on the top right corner, which is a really cool feature. Yeah, we're really happy with it.
Okay. Cool. So do you want me to like start going through the blog posts?
Yeah, how about we, like, I know you touched on this a little bit at the beginning, but like what inspired you to write this post? Was it really like the customers, having these questions for you, and then you deciding that, this is something that should be a resource for people to actually access, or what prompted you to write it in the first place?
Yeah, great question. So the idea came out in June, in the middle of the pandemic, of course, because as I told you, well, my area of expertise is video. I was doing a lot of like code reviews, helping customers between March and July, August, and I like heard a lot of issues with group calls. Everyone was like trying to get the video API, the video on their application, maybe with little experience on how video on browsers or native application works. So maybe they were not expecting to, put 100 streams into the browser and everything work. But it was not the case. It's not the case actually. So since I was like hearing a lot of issues, how we can optimize the experience, how we can help customers like building a group call with a good user experience, I was like, I should write something on this subject, on this matter. And why not doing with React Native, since we have an open source library. Let me show it to you. We have on GitHub, we have this is the React one. We also have React Native. Let me zoom a little bit. And this is built, it was built by our developer relation Manic, and also I help with, well, when I joined Vonage, I started using the library because I had to implement network tests for React Native. And yeah, Manic helped me a lot to kind of explore the library, and then I get used to code in React Native, especially the bridge between JavaScript and the native code, native language, so Java and Swift in this case. And yeah, I kind of become like proficient in React Native, I will say. So I was like, yeah, why not doing the group calls with React Native, so we get the both of the two worlds, like iOS and Android. And this will help a lot customers having group calls on mobile phone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a great call because, as Daniela mentioned, it's like one of our most viewed articles in the last month. So definitely a lot of people are benefiting from it. And I love that you actually, was able to like pull this together based on like all that you were learning that customers were using and needing. So that's incredible. And it does actually have a really great experience. I ran through the tutorial earlier, and yeah, it's a fantastic tutorial. So I'll actually shoot the link in chat as well for those of you who want to follow along, but we'll be walking through it now. Awesome. Okay, so, and then if you scroll through the tutorial, you actually also have a little demo here where you're actually demoing the entire app. So that's really helpful.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we'll get the live experience on stream today with you running through it. So perfect. So in terms of prerequisites, we don't actually need too much, right? We just really need a Vonage Video API account. And then for those of you watching, if you don't have one already, you can create an account on the video dashboard. So I'll post a link to that here. Sign up. There you go. And then you also just need beginner level React Native experience. And beginner is a little bit of a subjective term, but hopefully if you go through like a few React Native demo apps on their documentation in their site, you'll have a little bit of experience with it, and that's all you primarily need for this. Because I kind of went into this with no React Native experience, and I was able to follow the tutorial pretty well. So yeah, those are all in terms of prerequisites, right?
Yeah. I will say maybe just JavaScript experience. You don't need React Native experience, because you don't have to write any bridge or native code. So if you can read JavaScript, it's fine, but it's very easy to follow.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's dive into it then.
Cool. So yeah, at this point, maybe you already know about Vonage Video API. Our solution is based on top of WebRTC protocol. We support like different platforms, like browsers with JavaScript SDK, Android, iOS, Windows, and macOS. We also have Linux SDK. Sorry, I think I forgot to mention it in the article, but yeah, we support like all of the platform out there. Yeah, the first step I will say, if you don't have a Vonage account, go to the vonage.com and you can sign up for an account. Actually, for the video API, I think you have to go on the OpenTalk, on the dashboard. There's like dashboard.opentalk.com, if I remember well, yes. And the next step would be to create a new project for this tutorial. When you create a new project, you only have to select which video codec you want to use, right? The default one is VP8, which is I would say, the most used by our customers. The other possible option is the H.264, but I will say you can stick with the default one. You don't need to change video codec for this use case. The next step will be to clone the repo. You can find the link on the blog post. I think I already did it. Yes, I have it here. And the next step is to install the npm dependency.
Perfect. Are you sharing your ID, Enrico?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if that is visible right now. You might need to stop sharing this one and then share your ID.
Yeah. Can you see it now? No.
Not quite.
Okay, can I stop the screen and sharing again? Yeah. Okay.
And for those of you who want to follow along with us and build this as we're doing it, the link to sign up for a Vonage Video API is in the chat. So go ahead and click that to grab a new account. And I believe it's working now. There we go. So there's your ID visible for us. Perfect. So the first step is to clone the repo. Second step is to install the required node modules.
Yeah, node modules, and then maybe I'll do like a little bit of overview of the structure.
Yeah.
So let me see. Okay. First thing, you have on React Native, you have the JavaScript side, and then you have two main folders for the native application, because at the end of the building phase, what React Native is going to do is going to create native application for iOS and Android. If you navigate on the iOS folder, you will see all the iOS projects. There is nothing you can check all the code, but there is nothing you have to code inside the iOS native code.
Could you a little bit, Enrico?
Yes, sure.
A little small for some of our...
Yeah, sorry.
Perfect. That looks a lot better.
Good.
Hopefully that's good for everyone. If not, let us know and we'll try and zoom in a little bit more.
I can do like this, maybe.
That's perfect. I think we're good.
Good. Maybe like some important stuff is like the oh, let me close the terminal. The pod file is where you set all the dependency. In this case, we are setting the React Native, OpenTalk React Native dependency on the pod file. There is also another file on the multi-party video, which is called info.plist, is where you select all the, where you set all the requirements for the camera access, is one, and also for the microphone access. So when you open a new application, you have the OS asking you for microphone and camera access. This is the file where you have to ask for this. Yeah, for the device access. And on Android, yeah, it's quite similar. I will say you have all the settings for the package. So what OpenTalk React Native is gonna do is gonna pull the native SDK from OpenTalk repository, both for Android and iOS, and it will paste it in the iOS and Android folder. So if I go back to the blog post, let me see. Yeah, okay. So it's like Android, iOS folder. The app.js file is the main file where you basically write all the code. The code is in JavaScript as well.
So everything should be pretty quick to follow along.
Yes, exactly. This is based on React.js because it's the framework used by the React Native, as you can tell from the name. Maybe I just forgot to mention we have a config file to get the API key session ID and token, which are necessary for connecting to the OpenTalk session. Maybe in a production use case, you want to do this with an API call to your application server. But for the sake of the demo, we can just use a config file. On the app.js file, we can see the React state with some of the variables we will use on the tutorial. Subscriber ID is where we store all the subscriber of the session. So a subscriber is like when I subscribe to a video. So if someone is publishing on a session and I want to receive his audio and video stream, I will subscribe to his video stream. Local publish audio and local publish video are variables that I use to track the state of my microphone and camera. So if I want to implement the basic functionality like muting microphone and muting camera, I need to track the state. Join call is just a very basic Boolean value to join the call from like a pre-waiting room, and then you join the call. You switch the value. Stream property is an object with all the properties of the stream. So, for example, if I want to, I don't know, mute someone microphone or camera, I will have everything here. And main subscriber stream ID, I will dig into it in a little bit. Let me see.
Laid out pretty clearly. If anyone watching has any questions on any of that, would like any more details, just let us know. Pop your question in chat, and we'll go over it again. But yeah, let's keep moving.
Great. So before digging into the actual code, maybe I will give you like a little overview of the React Native library. We have three main components, which are session, publisher, and subscriber. So for those of you that don't have any experience with our video API, we have like basic concept of a session, which is basically a virtual room in where you can publish your stream as we are doing now, and you can subscribe to people that publish on the session. Okay, you join the session using a token, which is basically a key. You can decide to set different like a spare time for the token. and that's it. It's very easy to like start a new video API session and a streaming basically. So the idea of the application is we have two main views. The first one is just a very basic, I will say, view with the name of the room on the body of the device, let's say, and on the toolbar there's like a button with the join call. If you click the join call button, you will switch to the main view, the one with all the video streams, right?
Okay.
What will happen is when you click the join call, I'm just using, I'll show you using the code. I'm just using the conditional rendering of React.js. So I'm changing the value of the join call state, the one that I showed you before, this value. So if it's false, I'm not connecting to the session. If it's true, I am connecting to the session. And this is, you can see this on the render function of React. What is it? Okay, here you see, very simple. If join call is true, I'm gonna show video view. If it's false, I'm gonna show join video call. Join video call is just, as you can see, safe area view is for, so React Native introduced safe area view from iPhone X. You remember they have this kind of thing on the screen. I don't remember the name in English. The thing for the Face ID.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, they had to introduce this new component, which takes care of, based on the device model, they will give you a different height of the application. So it's kind of equivalent of the area view. So yeah, the basic view is just a button with the join call, and on press there is a function doing the switch. As you can see, it's very basic.
Paul actually is helping us out. It's called Top Notch.
Yes, that's the one.
Thank you.
So I was trying out without using safe area view, and like all the texts, they were like outside the phone, so it's quite impossible to use it. Anyway, let's focus on the main view, which is the one with the session and the publisher and subscribers. This is the layout. Should improve the drawing though. Anyway, the idea is to have
maybe if you want to zoom in a little bit more, just because I know we've got some lovely white space on the sides of the article. There, that looks good. And then Paul has another comment. You should always use safe area view. All right, it's a tip.
Yeah, fair enough. So can you see the picture?
Yes, I can, and it looks a lot clearer now. Thanks.
Okay, good. So the idea is to have, well, let's start from the bottom toolbar, in which I implemented the basic functionality. So it's microphone, mute and unmute, camera, mute and unmute, and then end of the call. End of the call, as you can tell, we just switch the join call value and go back to the first view. And then we have the publisher view. The publisher view is basically the OT component, the one that I show you here. And maybe I'll show you also from the documentation that we have on the library. So if you go on the doc folder, you go OT publisher. The OT publisher component have 3 main properties, which are session ID, properties, and event handlers. Session ID is where you want to publish your stream. Properties will handle all the property of the stream. For example, The most important, I would say, for a mobile use case is camera position. So if you want to start from the front camera or the back camera, or resolution is important if you want to publish directly HD, so 720, or if you want to stick with the standard quality. And then you have different properties. You can see it on the documentation online. And the last property, very important, is the event handlers, which will give you all the events of the publisher object. So for example, the stream has been created. It means that you were able to publish on the session. Same thing, stream destroyed. It means that you stop streaming on the session.
Mm-hmm.
And here some error catching and audio level of the stream. This is the publisher view. It means it's your camera and your microphone streaming to the session. Let me see. Yes, so maybe I'll go back to the code. Let me see. So let me zoom. Okay. Okay, so when you join the session, you have to kind of add some event listeners on the session object. Okay. The most important to track are the stream created and stream destroyed. Stream created means that someone has started publishing on the session. Okay. Stream destroyed means someone unpublished from the session. What you have to do when someone starts publishing on the session, you usually want to subscribe, right? Because you maybe want to see him and hear his audio.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing here is that on the stream created event, I am getting the stream properties that I have before. So for example, I am just reconstructing the object. Okay, here. And then I am adding the new one, which is event.streamID. Event is the value that I get on the stream created callback, and I add the new stream ID. And then I just set the state with set state function from React. And the other thing I also add on the subscriber IDs, the new stream ID. So I have like an update an update array of all my subscribers, and I will need this when I will change properties between all these subscribers. And on the other hand, I will remove the stream ID when I get the stream destroyed event. So when I get the stream destroyed event, it means that someone just disconnected from the session. Sorry, unpublished from the session or disconnected from the session. So what I'm going to do is just check if I have his streams on the subscriber ID array, and then I will remove the ID from the array and set the state. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. I think we're all following along so far. There haven't been any questions. So yeah, going line by line like this is super, super helpful.
Good. Okay. Let me see where I am. Okay. So yes, subscriber ID. I just explained how I keep track of all the subscriber that I have. So using an array. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is important. This is from here we can see all. Let's say we can see this picture translated into code. So as you can see, we have subscriber view, publisher view, and then the wrapper is the session. And as you can see from here, we have the view with a full view. So it means that it gets all the width and height available. Mm-hmm. And we have the OT session component with the credential that we set on the config file. And the OT session will have as a children OT publisher and OT subscriber. OT publisher is the one that I showed you before with the publisher properties that you can set, for example, camera position, this kind of stuff.
Right.
And now let's dig into, I would say, the most important thing with the OT subscriber and how you can handle different number of subscribers during a group call. And here, the thing is that, as I told you before, I was listening from customers problems around group call size, battery consumption optimization, bandwidth optimization. What else? Oh yeah, of course, data connection usage.
Account here then.
Yes, exactly. So the idea of the tutorial is also to show how we can handle different use cases based on the number of subscribers. And I will do that using 3 different views. The most basic one is the one with no subscribers. So it's like I will just show an empty view with a text. Then if we only have 1 subscriber, I will show the subscriber on full height on the application. And if we have more than 1, I will show as you can see from the picture, the main subscriber, which is the one that is speaking. So I will also use the audio level, and I will have a horizontal scroll view, on the bottom side with I think maximum 2 streams, and all the others will be muted. Muted, I mean just the video is muted. You can hear for them, but you can't see them. If you want to see them, you have to horizontal scroll to the right side or to the left side based on where you are on the scroll view, and you will get the video from the media server.
Right. So it's like a phone call in that sense that you can still hear their audio, but their video isn't available until you scroll through.
Correct. Yes.
And you're going to demo this for us in a little bit too after we walk through the code, or we're going to try to demo it.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you the subscriber use cases. Okay. So this is the video view, the one with the picture that I showed you before. And we have OT session, OT subscriber, and then we have, this is the toolbar, this view with the icon buttons. We can skip that. OT subscriber component is the one that renders all the subscribers. If you can see from here that I have like a render function. So let's dig into it. The render function will here is just like ordering the subscriber based on if they are joining or not. And here is the important bit. So if the subscribers array length is bigger than 1, it means that it's at least 2. I will show the first of all the main subscriber on the, let me see. Yes, as you can tell from here, the CSS style is the main subscriber style, which is the one with the big height. So the first part is the main subscriber view, just 1, and the other ones I'm showing the scroll view component. The scroll view component has like different properties. What I'm using here is so this one is to set it because by default is vertical. You have to set it horizontal.
Okay.
But what's important to see is like I'm using this event handler, which is on scroll and drag, which means when you stop scrolling, you will get the index where you stopped. Okay. I will use that index to kind of understand where on the scroll view I am to activate the video of only the visible ones and deactivate the other ones.
Okay, that's critical then, because otherwise you don't have the appropriate video matching with the audio.
Yes, exactly. So the handle scroll end function. Yeah, I should clear the console log, but they're quite useful when you're developing. And what I'm doing is, let me see. Yeah, so I'm keeping track of the first visible index. And since I decided I only want to show on the scroll view just 2 streams, I will, as you can see from here, cycle. So like there is a for loop on the subscribers array. And if the first visible index is the one selected and the one next to him, I will subscribe to video true. Otherwise, I will unsubscribe to video. Okay, very easy. Is an easy way to save bandwidth and CPU consumption and battery as well.
Perfect. That's what we're all trying to do here. Yeah, I'm going along great. If anyone who's watching has any questions, feel free to put them in chat, and we'll try and get through as many of those as possible too. But yeah, this is great, Enrico. I'm learning loads, and this is all making a lot of sense.
Good. So yeah, as I told you, I'm using the index to try to understand which one are visible and which one are not. This is, I will say, is the most complicated one use case, because you can have potentially, I will say, not infinite streams, but up to, I don't know, maybe 16. Well, it's quite challenging, 16. I would say 8 on mobile.
But it has the potential to go up to 16.
It's difficult to say. It really depends on the device, and also if you are connected to the Wi-Fi, 4G. It really depends.
True.
Okay. What we're trying to do here is to get the best quality possible from the streams that we actually are seeing, right? So yes, this is the most complicated use case with the scroll view and all the changes between the visible and not visible subscribers. The other case is if the subscribers is only one, I show only the one that is visible. Very easy with an 100%. Otherwise, is no one connected. So yeah, as I told you, it's very. I wouldn't say it's difficult to implement this kind of logic, but it's very powerful because you can optimize the resources of your mobile phone.
Absolutely.
So let me see where I am, because I think I kind of went randomly. Oh, I forgot to mention that you have to. Oh, I think I said it before. Like, you have to enable camera and microphone permission both for like iOS and Android.
Yep, there was that in your ID when we first started. But yeah, okay. I'm going to point out for sure.
Good. So yeah, we went through all the subscribers method, scroll view. Oh yes, sorry, I forgot to mention something. So in order to optimize the video quality and the experience as well, it's true that we are muting the video that are not visible, but for the ones that are visible, we always have one that is the main speaker, right? Every time you join a group call, it's very, I would say, unlikely that you have 5-6 people that are like speaking at the same time.
Yeah, it's good etiquette to have yourself muted unless you're speaking. So you want the person actually speaking highlighted.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing that I want to do is to get the best quality for the main subscriber. So what I'm doing is that I'm using a method that we have on the client side, which lets you set the resolution of the streams. So the preferred resolution actually is called preferred resolution. So the idea is that for the one that is the main, I will get the main subscriber resolution, which is the best one, which is HD 720p. Calling setting the preferred resolution property on the subscriber object. And I'm doing that again using a for loop and checking if my stream is visible. If it's the main one, I will set this value, which I think is here. Yes, as you can, it's here. So if it's the main subscriber, I will set the higher resolution possible, and for the secondary subscribers, I will set lower resolution. And in this way, we are again optimizing quality for the main subscriber and lowering resolution for the others.
Yeah, I love that you added that in. It's really taking into account the actual experience of it, which I think a lot of demo apps, we don't really go into this much detail, but that really, really helps out folks, I think, and it really just improves their entire experience using the API and using the app. So that's wonderful that you added that in.
Yeah. Okay. What next? I think I said everything about the code.
Demo time?
Yeah, let me see if I have everything running. That's the other thing. So in order to run the code, first of all, you have to set the config file here. I set it with my credential. I will switch it. Then you have, with React Native, you can run the application in two ways. You can run it from your ID, typing React Native run Android or run iOS, depending on the use case. If you run iOS, you will start the how's it called, device simulator by himself. If you're running on Android, you have to spin it up using Android Studio, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, I have it here. So in order to launch the simulator, you have to go here. You can select and add the virtual device that you prefer. With iOS, it's kind of more complicated. So let's. I haven't tested it before, so I don't know if it's working. I haven't touched this project for a long time. Anyway,
we're on a stream. It's a safe space.
So what it's doing now, I think, is building the Java code for us, and I think it's also launching some Metro server. Yes, here. Let's see. I think it will take maybe 60 seconds on the first run. Maybe no, I think it's fine. You can try iOS if Android is not running. Otherwise, we always have the YouTube video saving us. I don't even know which device is this one.
How many devices do you have on here?
Pixel 2 API 28. You're almost done, maybe. The other thing with React Native is every time they update a major version, for example, from, I don't know, now we are at 62, I think. It's like you have to start from scratch. They changed a lot of stuff, so sometimes you really waste hours to just run the project. Yeah, now we are 63. I remember like updating from 59 to 62. It took me maybe the whole morning.
Oh boy. I believe Paul says, fun fact, on Androids, it's faster to test on the actual device on the emulator, which are the virtual machines. Interesting.
Well, really?
Yeah, we can give that a go too if you want.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't have an Android device.
Fair enough. You don't have one at all? I love that you build for Android. and you don't actually use one yourself.
I have iPhone. The thing is that is on the other room. If you wait 30 seconds, maybe I can get it.
It's all good. iPhone it is.
Okay, of course it failed. Let me see. You know what? Maybe you can try with iOS. Let me try.
All right.
It will take the full hour. No. Okay, starting. As I told you, simulator is pinned up by the React Native. Launching iPhone 11. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes it takes time to launch, but once you have it working, it's very fast, like working with React Native.
Okay.
The other program that I use a lot is the React Native debugger, which is, I don't remember. What is it? Let me do this one. Yes, it's this one. Basically, it gives you the it runs like a browser instance in which you can use the console and put breakpoints on the JavaScript code. It's very useful when you are developing.
Yeah, so sounds it. Paul's asking if you also have a version for Expo.
I think the new React Native has Expo support. I remember well. I've never tried out Expo. That's the point. Is it like a framework? What is that?
Paul's gonna have to give us more detail. I think Paul's actually talked about this on his streams on Monday. Maybe not this Monday, but I feel like I've heard him talk about that before. Let's look into
it. I don't remember. Wait. Is this one?
Oh, and he's posted a link. Yeah, open source platform for making universal native apps for Android, iOS, and the web with JavaScript and React. Super cool.
Is it based on React Native? No, maybe it's just another one.
And apparently we're looking into it to add more samples for the client SDK on the Nexmo side. So that's really cool. Definitely look forward to that. Maybe your next blog post will be on that then.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. Oh, React Native in the browser. No, Expo Snack.
Expo, okay. Yeah, JavaScript and React, it looks like.
I don't know if it's gonna run. The other thing is that iOS 14 doesn't help. I had a lot of issues updating Xcode from the new to the new version. So let's see. It's loading. Maybe this works.
Keep our fingers crossed. If not, as you mentioned, we do have that demo video up on our YouTube channel where you walk through, I think, iOS and Android demos, right?
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. And I'll find a link for that too, just in case y'all want to reference it later on. It's on our Vonage Devs YouTube channel.
Also,
start the simulator manually first. First time is a little longer always. Yeah. So you mentioned as well, right?
Yeah, no, sorry guys.
No worries. We've got.
Another thing maybe is worth mentioning when I'm developing a new application using Video API, Vonage Video API, I find very useful the playground that we have. So you can set like a session ID and publish streams inside a session. So if you're running, for example, this application on the native on a real device, and you want to have and to test out different use cases, you can use a playground to add publishers and also subscribe to the stream, right? It's very useful. very useful tool if you want to try out, especially when you're developing.
And we just launched the playground. I think it was earlier this summer, right? And we've already had a lot of folks working with it. So
look at that.
Beautiful.
Do you want to show the YouTube video? Maybe it will take less time. Let me show. Yeah, I will share the video in the meantime, maybe while we wait for this one to run. Can you see the?
I can see it, but it's muted.
Oh, right side, and on the bottom side you will see the toolbar. The toolbar is composed by 3 buttons. The first one is to mute or unmute your microphone. The second one is to end the call, and the third one is to mute, as you can see now, or unmute the camera. So now let's add a few subscribers, a few publishers on the session. So I'm gonna add 2 subscribers from 2 different laptops, so you can see the difference. Let me add the first one here, and as you can see, it's going to be on the big view. And let me add the second one. So we switch to the second view. This view is composed by a main stream on the top side, and on the bottom side you will see the horizontal view component. The horizontal view component can handle more than 1 stream, but it can only handle 2 streams visible at a time in this design, in this application design. So let me add another stream from the same laptop. So we have 3 subscribers in total. And as you can see, I have 1 in the main view and 2 on the horizontal view. What I'm going to show you now is by clicking 1 stream on the horizontal view, I want to show you how we switch that stream to the main one. So let me click the first one, and as you can see, now the stream from laptop A, let's say, it's on the main view. What happened is that we changed the subscriber array, and we also request to the media server using the prefer resolution method and property on React. Yeah, so this is the actual demo.
Running?
I don't know. Let me see. No, still loading. Sorry. You know what? Do you know what is weird? Is that on the video I am in the same position as now, but just 5 months ago with a different haircut. So not a lot has changed.
We can just pretend.
Exactly. I think it's still loading. It's taking forever.
Yeah, it does take a while, especially in the first instance, for sure. Are you going to be building more with this?
Sorry?
Are you going to be building this a little bit more, do you think? Is there anything else you thought that you might want to add at this point, or are you happy with the state of the app now? Like, is there any way that you think you can improve it or anything like that?
One thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to do like something parallel, but on the web version. So not on the native one, but on the web version. Okay. So we have like a very similar example. Still work in progress. But on this one, actually, I don't know. Maybe we can ask the audience. Open to improvements, of course, and to new use cases. Maybe we can add like the archiving, or you know what? We can kind of try to add the screen sharing function on the native application. That will be cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit small on a device, but devices being so big these days, I think it could totally work.
Yeah, you will need to do also, I think, a pull request to the library to support that, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, actually, it's a good idea. Screen sharing is very cool. What else? Yeah, maybe. Well, no, camera selection. It's very unlikely you have more than 1 camera on the device.
True. The whiteboard effect is something that I don't know how useful people find it, but I was in this virtual holiday party last night, and we were playing this virtual game of Pictionary. And so it came into handy then. Like I was actually just drawing stick figures and stuff on the whiteboard there. So I never would have assumed that there would be a use for that whiteboard feature until you actually started playing that. But
okay.
yeah.
The whiteboard on an iPhone, you mean? Oh yeah, mobile.
And kind of draw stuff. I actually can't think of a single other use case for the whiteboard feature other than like a game of Pictionary, but it exists.
No. So actually, you know what? We have a lot of use cases with like drawing stuff, because for example, remote support. Let's say I have to fix something, and I can like use the camera to show you what I have to fix, and maybe you're the expert of something, and you draw which button I have to press, for example.
Okay.
That's something we do for our customers.
Your artistic skills then, but yeah, definitely. So you actually use it then.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna run this thing, or maybe the next hour. No, you see.
Wasamatu says, yes, drawing on the video is very useful. All right. There we have it. Something we're going to have to add then.
Yeah. Next year, though.
Okay, cool. Well, we definitely have that demo video available on the article itself if folks want to actually run through it again, see it all functioning. I know this is going to take maybe a little while longer. How do you feel, Enrico, about this? Do you want to continue waiting for this?
No, I think we can skip it, because I think I have something wrong on the Xcode installation. I was playing around a few weeks ago.
Oh, right. You mentioned that.
Yeah, so unfortunately it's not running right now. Sorry.
We've got that really helpful video for you, folks to watch at the very beginning of the tutorial. Wasamatu, I'm assuming this is a friend of yours, says, for instance, if I could draw on the screen now, I would draw a better haircut on Enrico. That's lovely. I think your hair looks great.
Oh, it's Mark. Sorry, I was checking the chat right now. I stopped the screen sharing.
Lovely. Okay, well, those are all the steps of the tutorial, and that's pretty much a wrap. Enrico, thanks so much for taking the time to walk us through how to build a video conference app today. I think a lot of folks are really interested in building this, and they're going to find this tutorial really, really useful. Again, the demo for folks watching is on the actual blog post itself, and that is linked above if you'd like to reference that again. And yeah, and to our viewers, thanks so much for tuning in and chatting with us throughout. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll be leaving with some valuable takeaways that'll help with your next project. And be sure to look out for Enrico's next tutorial, where we'd love to have him back on stream, and we'll definitely do that in the new year, hopefully. So be sure to give this channel a follow if you haven't already, and we hope to see you back on another Vonage Dev stream really, really soon. Enrico, thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Bye, everyone.
Bye.